Imagine looking into the eyes of an animal, knowing those are the last eyes of its kind that anyone on Earth would ever see. Some of these photographs were taken only days before extinction. Others captured animals that scientists believed still had a chance to survive, until they disappeared forever. But here's the disturbing part. What if some of these animals didn't vanish naturally? What you're about to see isn't just a collection of old photographs. It's a countdown of humanity's biggest failures. And one final image that still leaves scientists arguing today. Stay with us, because the last photo on this list may completely change how you think about extinction. Introduction. It can capture triumph, love, or tragedy. For these 7 species, one camera shutter became their final goodbye. Behind every image lies a heartbreaking story of survival, hope, and devastating loss. Some fought hunters. Some lost their homes. Others were simply forgotten. Today, we'll travel across frozen islands, ancient forests, and isolated mountains to uncover the true stories hidden behind the last known photographs of animals the world can never bring back. Or, can it? Because one of these species may not be as extinct as scientists once believed. Let's begin. Number 7. The quagga. The animal standing quietly in this photograph looks almost unreal. Half zebra, half horse. But it wasn't either. It was a quagga. Native to South Africa, the quagga had bold zebra stripes only across the front half of its body. Toward the back, those famous stripes simply disappeared into a plain brown coat. For decades, people believed it was an entirely different species. Today, scientists know it was actually a unique subspecies of the plain zebra. That discovery came far too late. The last photograph. The final known photograph was taken inside the Amsterdam Zoo during the 1870s. The animal appears calm, healthy, almost peaceful. Nothing about the image suggests that history is seconds away from closing forever. Just a few years later, that quagga died. It became the last known individual ever photographed alive. The species vanished forever. Why did it disappear? The answer is painfully simple. Humans. European settlers hunted quaggas for meat. Farmers killed them because they competed with livestock for grazing land. Entire herds disappeared across South Africa. One by one, their numbers collapsed. No laws protected them. No one imagined extinction could happen so quickly. By the time governments reacted, there were none left in the wild. Unexpected twist. Here's something few people know. Scientists are now attempting something extraordinary. Using selective breeding, researchers are producing zebras that closely resemble the quagga's appearance. It's called the Quagga Project. But here's the question. Can recreating the look of an extinct animal truly bring it back? Or is the original gone forever? That debate continues today, and our next animal proves extinction can happen even faster. Number 6. The Pyrenean Ibex. The Pyrenees Mountains once echoed with the sound of wild mountain goats climbing impossible cliffs. Among them lived one remarkable survivor, the Pyrenean Ibex. For thousands of years, it escaped wolves, harsh winters, and dangerous mountain terrain. Ironically, it couldn't escape humans, the final female. By the late 1990s, only one remained, a female named Celia. Scientists knew she represented an entire species. Radio collars tracked every movement she made through the mountains. Wildlife teams watched her constantly, hoping against hope she might somehow survive. In one of the final photographs ever taken, Celia stands proudly among the rocks. Alert, strong, completely unaware that she is carrying the future of an entire species alone. The day everything changed. On January 6, 2000, forest rangers found Celia beneath a fallen tree. The branch had crushed her during a winter storm. Just like that, the Pyrenean Ibex disappeared forever, or so everyone thought. The incredible scientific twist. Scientists had preserved skin samples before her death. Years later, they attempted something that had never been done before. They cloned her. Against all odds, a baby Pyrenean Ibex was born. For a few breathtaking minutes, an extinct species walked the earth again. Then tragedy struck. The newborn suffered severe lung defects. It survived only a few minutes, becoming the first animal ever brought back from extinction, and the first to become extinct twice. Scientists still debate whether future technology could finally succeed. But for now, the mountains remain silent. Number 5. The passenger pigeon. Imagine looking up and seeing birds cover the sky for hours. Not hundreds, not thousands, billions. That's exactly what North America looked like just 2 centuries ago. Passenger pigeons were once the most abundant birds on Earth. Their flocks stretched for hundreds of miles. Sunlight disappeared beneath their wings. People believed numbers that large could never vanish. They were wrong. The last survivor. By 1914, only one bird remained. Her name was Martha. She lived alone inside the Cincinnati Zoo. Visitors watched her every day. Many didn't realize they were witnessing the final chapter of one of Earth's greatest wildlife stories. One haunting photograph shows Martha perched quietly inside her enclosure, alone. The silence surrounding her feels almost impossible to imagine after a species that once numbered in the billions. The collapse. Industrial hunting exploded during the 1800s. Railroads carried hunters across America. Telegraphs revealed the exact locations of enormous flocks. Entire nesting colonies were wiped out in days. Forests disappeared. Breeding failed. Within decades, billions became thousands. Thousands became dozens. Then only Martha remained. A chilling reminder. On September 1st, 1914, Martha died. An entire species disappeared with her. Scientists still use her story as one of history's greatest warnings. Even the most common animal on Earth can vanish, if humans believe it always will exist. So far, we've witnessed 3 heartbreaking final photographs. A striped animal hunted into history, a mountain survivor that became extinct twice, and a bird so numerous it once darkened the sky. But the next photographs become even more disturbing. One shows an animal desperately searching for a mate that no longer exists. Another captures a predator whose final image still haunts wildlife experts today. And the last photo on our countdown, maybe the saddest wildlife photograph ever taken. Long before parrots became pets in living rooms, North America had a parrot of its own. Bright emerald feathers, a golden yellow head, a splash of orange across its face. The Carolina parakeet looked like a tropical bird that had somehow wandered into the forests of the eastern United States. But it belonged there. For thousands of years, its loud calls echoed through swamps and woodlands. Then, those calls began to disappear. The last photograph. The final known photographs show a lonely bird inside the Cincinnati Zoo. His name was Incas. He had once lived alongside his companion, Lady Jane. When she died, Incas was left completely alone. The images are heartbreaking. He clings quietly to a branch, staring through the bars of his enclosure. There are no other parrots around him. No flock. No mate. Just silence. Few visitors realized they were looking at the last living member of an entire species. What went wrong? Farmers believed the birds damaged fruit orchards and crops. They shot them in huge numbers. Collectors hunted them for their colorful feathers, which became fashionable decorations on women's hats. At the same time, forests across the eastern United States disappeared. The birds lost both their homes and their food. Then scientists discovered something tragic. Carolina parakeets were fiercely loyal. When one bird was shot, the others often circled back instead of escaping. To be continued.